president of Jackson State University. Um, I want to talk about funding too, because one of the things we know that is HBCUs are historically underfunded. We know that they rely heavily on federal, state funding as well, and local funding, more so than non-HBCUs. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, it's interesting because what you're really saying is that lack of philanthropic support, right? The lack of those huge endowments. We don't sit on multi-billion dollar, in some case, endowments. I think if you look at the endowment of a Ivy League institution like Princeton or Brown, it's going to be more than all of the HBCUs combined, right? And so really we're heavily reliant because we just haven't historically had that philanthropic support. The very nature of an endowment is that it builds over time. And if you look at your typical HBCU that's really only been able to do that for the last half century or so, and you compare and contrast that with those institutions that have been building wealth for hundreds of years, literally, you see that disparity. And so that does lend us to be more dependent on tuition dollars. That does lead us to be more dependent on those federal resources, those state resources. And it's a challenge when there are lean times. There have been some pretty good times lately, but when lean times come, that does become a challenge. You do see that burden shift to the students. And, what we've tried to do at Jackson State, of course, is we haven't raised tuition for the last 2 years. And that's been intentional on our part because we want to try to bridge that affordability gap, if you will, and leave our students so they don't have so much debt. So you don't have the issue of, I'm choosing my job, I'm choosing my next steps based solely on finance. I can achieve my dreams. I met one of our young alumni last night who just moved to New York, literally has been here for a week. She's here to achieve her dreams. Well, can you do that if you're saddled with that, right? Can you take the chance to come to a place like New York and really live out your dreams, and certainly look forward to hearing her success stories going forward. But we want to create the space and the time to do that. And that's really where a lot of that comes from, just that historical wealth that we were denied, and we're really trying to catch up. So it does leave us more dependent on tuition, on state and federal dollars.
We gotta have we might have to produce another Different World, because remember when Different World came out and you just saw a rise of people applying to go to HBCUs, and that's factual. And then the other thing I think we do is we got to scour the Instagram, and all the rappers are looking for philanthropic ways to spend their money as opposed to just showing it off. Just take a percentage of that money you're burning on everything else and invest in the community, right? We can get all those money phones. Let's put some of that money back into the community, right?
Teach courses as well. Teach courses, because as Dr. Hudson said too, I think some of the other part of it, when you're thinking about going away to school, it's that cost of traveling back and forth home for the holidays. That's a cost, or you're getting homesick, or whatever the case may be. That's another cost. So kudos to you guys for not raising the tuition, because I have friends who have kids in school, and some of these schools did not stop. They did not care. Pandemic, virtual learning, the tuition was still hiked.
Thank you.
Okay. President Hudson, we got people on the phone lines that I would love to just let them speak to you. Right now, we got Anthony from Ohio on the line.
Anthony!
Rise and shine, Ohio.
Hey.
Anthony,
hey,
you there?
Good morning, Mr. Hudson. What's up with you?
Good morning, Anthony.
Hey, how's it going? I've been in business for 10 years now with my cleaning and moving company. And I started a remodeling business back in May, which kind of took a turn for the worst. Maybe I lost like a $175,000 contract on my birthday. And it due to like just not having a proper team and, the proper staffing as far as on my administrative level. So I was seeing it like in different ways. I reached out to a few colleges here around my city to try to find like externship programs to build my administrative corporate level. So I was just trying to see if you had any advice as far as reaching out and how should I go about building that team, and what should I actually look for, and how can I work with some of the HBCUs around, to build that network?
Oh, well, that's a great question. And, it's not a day that goes by that I don't get some version of that question. How do we build those corporate relationships with HBCUs? So, kudos to you for even thinking along those lines. There are great HBCUs. You're in Ohio. There are great HBCUs, Wilberforce, Central State, right in Ohio, that would love to work with you, through their career services office and, partner with you on internship possibilities, job placement possibilities. When our students leave, we want them to leave with a job. So certainly if you're a company that's looking for that talent, just a great opportunity to just partner with them. So I would always start with the career services offices for those institutions. Look them up, look who sees it in your reasonable area, and just work with them and say, hey, look, I have opportunities. I have my own business. We're really looking to elevate. How can I work with you to bring more of your students and give them opportunities, be it internships, be it actual job placements? And I'm positive they will be happy to talk with you. We're always looking for opportunities for our students. So that would pretty much be my advice on that.
All right, thanks for your call. You're a citizen. All right, we got Thomas in Tennessee. Say good morning to President Hudson.
Hey, how y'all doing? How you doing, Sway?
Great.
What it do?
Hey, what it do?
Dr. Hudson, I'm kind of heartbroken and disappointed. I've been a Tennessee State fan my whole life. My mom went there, my dad went there, and we've been going to the Southern Heritage Classic in Memphis ever since it was born. And yesterday, I found out that you guys pulled out of there, and I just want to know why.
Well, look, I've been going to the Southern Heritage Classic myself since I was in college. So certainly understand the history of the game and everything. And just speaking broadly, Jackson State is always going to do what's in the best interest for the student athletes. And we're always going to make sound business decisions. So no door is closed. There's a lot, still up in the air, a lot that has to happen. We respect Tennessee State. I have great respect for Dr. Glover, who was actually with us during the New York Stock Exchange visit. And, look, we just look forward to a great football season next year. Again, just stay tuned. There's a lot up in the air, but much respect for Tennessee State, much respect for their fan base, much respect for their president. And we just look forward to a wonderful future.
All right, thank you for your call, Thomas. You're a citizen.
What's Sway in the morning?
Byron from Queens.
Hey.
What's up, man?
What's up, B?
Well, I just got a good question. He is the president of the HBCU, right?
Yeah, Jackson State University, brother.
Right. Well, I just wanted to know if they received the money that Biden's supposed to had signed off of $6 billion.
Okay.
For all the HBCUs. Did you receive your end?
Well, let me say this, because I have to figure out what my end is, but I will say that throughout the pandemic, I became president maybe a month before the pandemic hit. Okay, so I don't know any other environment but the one that we're in. And I can say since the beginning, the federal government has stepped up through the Department of Education, especially the Biden administration, and even before the Biden administration, in terms of offering assistance to colleges, offering assistance to HBCUs to help us weather what has been really a once in a generation, once in a lifetime type event. And they've continued to do that. The infrastructure bill has provisions in there that allows HBCUs to get that much needed, much long held out assistance for some of the maintenance issues that plague our campus. So, I support the direction they're going in. There's a lot more work to do. There's a lot more work to be done. We're going to continue to advocate for Jackson State and all HBCUs to continue to get their fair share. But I do have to acknowledge that, again, on the federal side, they have really stepped up, and as well as the state side as well. They have really stepped up during this time to help these schools really weather what's been a once in a lifetime storm. We're looking forward to more as the infrastructure bill and the different provisions roll out and getting even more of our fair share.
All right, thanks for your call. Byron, you're a citizen. I'm going to take one more. We're going to go to Phoenix, Arizona. President Hudson, you got them calling from every state in the country right now, man. All right, we got a black girl with the garden on the line. Rise and shine. How are you?
Good morning, Sway. So good to hear you back on the air. Good morning, Happy B. And
Thank
Dr.
you.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good morning.
Dr. Hudson, first of all, I am an alumni of Jackson State University. I love class of 2016.
Wow.
So my husband and I, my family, we are huge fans. We rock with JSU. We've been rocking with you guys. I'm going to tell my age since 1990 when you guys first came out with the Southern Heritage Classic. So we've always attended. Our high schools went to that. So just seeing the Battle of the Bands is what made myself and my husband decide to go to JSU. Just really quick, my husband is a military Air Force veteran and a military spouse, so we've traveled to 50 states and overseas and all these different locations. But when they started offering those online classes, I knew it was my time to be able to go to school, and JSU was the university that I chose. My husband chose it as well, and our sons are also attending Jackson State University because we love what that financial institution does. So my question for you, sir, is, I know you probably can't tell us, but we are diehard fans. We watch every game. I mean, I have all the swag, all the stuff. We're always buying stuff from the bookstore. When is homecoming? We are looking forward to homecoming so we can plan our trip. Can you let us know when the homecoming is going to be?
You know what? We haven't officially released our schedule yet. Still finalizing a few details. I promise you, as soon as possible, we're going to release that and be able to talk about homecoming. Look for it in that first week in October, thereabouts. But we're still working to finalize that schedule. So look, I understand. I know you're eager. We look forward to seeing you all come down. Sway, I look forward to you coming down and doing a remote location during homecoming. We'll release that. Yeah, we'll release that information. I promise you as soon as possible. So please just bear with us a little while longer, okay? And I promise you, you'll have plenty of time to make plans and get down here.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because I'm looking forward to getting back into that veterans arena. I mean, JSU is an amazing university. I want to encourage anyone to look at the courses because they offer so many programs. It's a very good school.
There it is. Black Girl with a Garden, thank you for your call, as always.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Hey, well, you beat me to the punch because I was going to say, hey, what does it take for us to come down there and do a live remote, during the homecoming? And I would love to be a part of that. That's it.
That's all it takes. That's it right there. So, look, we look forward to having you. You heard it here. When we look forward to having Sway at homecoming 2022. Okay. It's going to be a great event.
Okay. We're going to party with it, but most importantly, thank you for your dedication to what JSU does and shaping and molding the minds of our future and our community. I know it's a tradition of excellence. We got one of your alumni, Kelly Kincaid, that works with us, and I mean, it's not a day that goes by that she doesn't celebrate JSU, and that kind of spirit is infectious. So it must be something extremely great happening there. Congratulations with the partnership with FedEx. Anything you want to say in closing with that partnership?
Well, look, we're excited about the partnership. We look forward to a lot more that's to come. Again, we're just at the very tip of the iceberg. And look, be on the lookout for even more corporate engagement. Jackson State, we're a hot property right now. HBCUs are finally, again, getting that recognition we deserve for the things that we've always done, which is educating those talented young minds, and we're going to continue to do that. So be on the lookout for more. Any information, www.jsums.edu. Go online, fill out an application, just look around, and look, we look forward to you joining us at Jackson State University. So thank you so much for this platform. I appreciate it.
We'll be there, and let's get Wallow and Gilly some degrees because I see them on the sideline a lot. For
we'll work on that. We'll work on it.
Okay, let's enroll them in some classes.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, President Hudson. Thank you for joining us, and join us anytime. Whenever JSU has something going on, you're more than welcome to join us on this platform and let people know about it, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Have a beautiful day.